Alright, we're back with another behind the scenes. This is between about June and July. And here we go. I was over at Macam Lighting looking at some quasars, and I saw that cool wireless thing they're showing me. Cool quasar setup. That's a battery charger for them, and I actually already own that one. That's the one they use at their place. Here's some signs for my truck. Here's a pan and scan picture of a rig I did on a Lamborghini. Here's some better footage. There's our director, Damien Sandoval. This was a cool day. That's the rig I built on it. I think it was a music video for Joe Moses. And now we're on to a music video for Dead Sarah, the band Dead Sarah. That red-haired lady was Alicia, and this is directed by Corey Bailey. That was our DP, Stefan Vlemingkritz. And this stuff looked great. A lot of car driving scenes that we did on day 2. And we are in Vernon.
I'm playing on my phone now. The song is not on. It's okay. But it's not okay because
we got a little bit more.
That was me commenting about getting to my behind the scenes footage too late. We had some cool driving stuff that I had missed out on, and those are cool pictures. LA in the background. This car is a car that was acquired for the music video. Alicia was actually given this car as part of her payment. That was interesting. This is an old Chevy, and I looked around. I would have liked to get this on a lift because it did have some spots on it that I could get a small body starter. So I would have been able to get the speed rail to come out the back, but I wasn't able to get to that in time on the day since just the way we were doing it. But to give you a rundown of like how I tried to rig this, it basically just came down to like talking to Corey, the director, about what he wanted, and then trying to figure out the ways of kind of pre-rigging it a little bit so that it could come off here, go here, and then also taking into account the lighting that was happening and how we were transitioning from day to night. Really, he wanted night scenes for this, but we were kind of like out there and ready to go. And yeah, this area is really crazy. You could see all the math equations, and a lot of the gang members that come over, they do math equations. I figured out that what people think is graffiti is actually some pretty high level math. But this area of town called Vernon in Los Angeles is a very interesting area. It's all industrial. Pretty much no residential people live here. If you did live here, like legally, if you lived here and you got to vote in their elections, you would have a lot of power because nobody lives here. So you get to vote in the city council. So they say this area is very corrupt, but it is certainly very interesting, and it's kind of abandoned other than by homeless people. So nobody really gives you a problem. There's a better look at our car rig. And this side thing, I had it set up so that I could keep the back door of the car open so we could ride in the back and film. This is day 1. This is like interior of this really cool location. This video sort of reminds me of Drive a little bit just because it's so LA, you know, the movie Drive. Here, I'm cheesing it when we're out doing the car stuff. Stefan and Corey are working, actually. I'm just cheesing it. I'm wearing my overalls. I'm all proud of those overalls. I wear them so I could get on the ground and get dirty.
Head back, looking out the window sometimes, you know.
Well, I thought we were gonna be able to hear some talking from Corey and everybody, but yeah, my overalls, I wear them because they're cotton. I can get on the ground and roll around under cars. And I want to get those overalls dirty and aged. I've had them actually since high school. I used them in my TV show that I was trying to film back in the day called Hicksville. You're the real star, George. Perfect focus. That's George. He's keeping it all in focus. And the red-haired lady, that's Alicia right there. Yeah, this video was a lot of fun to work on. Stefan is, here's my guy Greg. This was like a shot. I was like, hey, what if we do that? Now we're in my storage unit. I got a lot of pictures of just how packed this thing was. I got so much stuff and it needed to get organized. I moved all the stuff from another storage unit to this one, which is central to North Hollywood, right next door to Wood and Nickel, actually. And I had to come through and organize all this stuff and kind of like cut the fat, get rid of all the stuff that I don't need, and organize everything else so that so I can really use it. Had to build that pipe rack, did that thing real fast. I think I built that pipe rack thing in about an hour and a half, and it really helped because all the pipes were just laying down the middle. There's a shot of my storage unit. I believe it's probably a lot cleaner than that now. And I ended up taking all my electronic stuff to my hometown and building an electronics lab at my best friend's house, and we are working on electronics remotely. And here's there's me at the storage unit. This is a selfie. You gotta have a selfie sometimes. And this is pictures. I wish I would have had more pictures from this. This is a commercial that I did for a Korean bank called Open Bank with the awesome DP Haejin Jun. And this was great to work on. We shot some very good looking stuff, but I don't know, I just didn't film any behind the scenes. I don't think I film as much behind the scenes when I'm working on commercials, but now I'm enjoying doing these behind the scenes videos, so I'm trying to get the camera out and film a little more. This is a video I did, a music video for the band called The Dreamers, and I already shot a music video with them before a couple years ago. This was just a quick thing. Their manager just texted me and said, I want it to look like this. I sent him over a quote. He said it's approved, and it was so simple. And of course, I got to do a selfie video, but it'll be cool to see this video when it comes out. It was a 2-day video. This is just simple performance stuff, and I was only involved with this stuff. So they have narrative stuff that they went out and filmed all through LA on the other day. I couldn't be there. It would have been cool to film some car rig stuff with them, but I had to go to my sister's wedding up in Washington. And this is my book. I wrote a book on how to be a grip. Very cool book. I suggest you read it if you want to get into that. And these are some pictures of me at a film festival where a short film that I shot in Boston was shown, and I got to speak on stage about it. That was really cool. This is a picture of the MGM lion, and I work at Max Sennett Studios a lot with a guy named Diego, and Diego actually told us about that picture and that it was filmed right there in a place in Max Sennett where we're always at. So you never know where you're standing in Hollywood. It could be a historic place. That's Gary Coleman with a Gary Coleman stand. This is at Norm Studio Equipment. And I used to sell equipment for a long time.
Good to have in your home. I have a couple. I have like 6 in my apartment, and I like to use them. I'm doing my laundry right now, and now it's ergonomic. Times I'll take this cart right here, and I'll put it on the Apple box, and then I can just work out of this cart so that I don't have to bend over, and it saves me a lot. I also use them like for working out and stuff like that. You can use them for a lot. A while back, I was dating this chick, and she was like a legit 10. And I brought her back to my apartment, and I asked her, like, what do you think of my Apple boxes? What do you think of these? And she said, oh, those look cool for the garage. I said, get the fuck out.
Well, that was the real behind the scenes right there. The behind the scenes of the behind the scenes of the behind the scenes. But yeah, I was just trying to be funny. Back to Norm Studio Equipment. And yeah, I used to sell equipment and was a vendor for them through cinemagadgets.com. So I was there almost every day. And I went to their old place on Burbank Boulevard and then their new place. These pictures kind of mean a lot to me because these are some of the first pictures I ever saw when I came into the film industry at probably the lowest level you can come in, you know. But it all became real at that point. This is a music video. No, this is a short film I did called Thirst, out in the desert, and this was fun to work on. Interesting storyline, and we did some stuff here. Oren Soffer was the DP. He's doing a lot of stuff. If you follow him on Instagram, you'll see he's got some beautiful stuff that he's shooting. And this is that's the jib crane. There's Greg in action pushing the dolly, and Diego is right there throwing the hands up. Beautiful shot right here. There's Oren operating the camera, and this was the opening shot for the short film. Kind of a slow pan up, creepy. Here's, speaking of creepy, here we go. Got to throw in a selfie of because I work out. Now this is a promo for Johnny Knoxville movie where we blew up stuff, hot dogs. I'm gonna go into my apartment. I'm gonna carry this walk through. It's big time stuff here. This is how Harrison. This is a music video for Jake Paul, and I was being funny, but Harrison Ford actually, I guess he got his start. He was a set builder guy, and then they said, "Hey, you look like you could be in the movie." So then he became a movie star. So I was just trying to do a skit saying like, this is where I'm going to get my big break. Because Jake Paul actually wanted me to be in this. Yes, I'm going to brag about that a little bit, but he was like, "Hey, can we get that guy to be like a stagehand that walks through the shot?" So I was like, I'm there. Everybody has their defining moment. For me, it's being involved with Jake Paul and getting selected to walk through his video. And there I go, boom, cameo. So I think I have potential to be like what it takes to be, maybe not in an Indiana Jones movie, but something similar. Okay, yeah. Well, this Jake Paul video was a lot of fun. This is at Max Sennett Studios, and I think I just put a lot of this footage in so I could talk over it. But this was at Max Sennett Studios. So that picture of the lion earlier, that's where we were at. We filmed a lot of this downstairs in the basement, and it's awesome down there. That's it. That's the behind the scenes here. So let's make more behind the scenes.